The wedding hall sparkled with gold-draped tables and flickering candlelight, but Amelia Sawyer sat unnoticed in the corner, her wheelchair carefully pushed behind the flower arch to hide her from the crowd. She was 15, once a talented dancer, now paralyzed from the waist down after a tragic car accident. And despite being the only daughter of Jonathan Sawyer, a billionaire CEO known for his towering achievements and zero tolerance for weakness, she was treated like a shadow at her own cousin's wedding. Her father was busy smiling for photos, shaking hands with mayors and influencers, while Amelia watched life go on without her. She gripped her lap tightly, pretending the piano music didn't make her heart ache. Every note reminded her of recitals, of pirouettes, of the girl she used to be. Now she was just the wheelchair girl, a painful inconvenience everyone tried to forget. That is, until he showed up. 3 tables away, single dad Jack Carter was adjusting the bow tie of his 7-year-old daughter, Ellie. She had big glasses, messy curls, and a laugh that lit up any room. Jack wasn't supposed to be here. He was a mechanic from the outskirts of town, working 2 jobs to keep Ellie in school. He'd only come because his brother married into the family that was now rubbing elbows with CEOs. While grabbing dessert for Ellie, Jack noticed Amelia. No one was talking to her. No one even looked at her. She sat with her head down, as if she'd learned how to disappear even when in full view. When Jack returned to their table, Ellie tugged at his shirt and asked, "Daddy, why is that girl so sad?" Jack looked again at Amelia. And in that moment, something stirred inside him. Maybe it was Ellie's innocence. Maybe it was the pain he saw in Amelia's eyes that reminded him of his late wife's last days in the hospital, how everyone avoided her when she needed connection most. He didn't think. He just acted. Jack approached Amelia gently. "Hi," he said with a soft smile. "I'm Jack. That little rascal over there is my daughter, Ellie. She thinks your hair looks like a princess's." Amelia looked up, startled. No one had complimented her in months. "Thanks," she murmured, not sure how to react. Jack crouched to her eye level. "Listen," he said, voice low and sincere. "I don't know what you're going through. But if you ever want to talk, or roll around with someone who's too stubborn to let people give up, I'll help. I mean it." That whisper cracked something in her. It was the first time someone hadn't looked at her with pity or discomfort. Just kindness. That night, they talked for an hour while the rest of the guests danced. Ellie joined them, climbing into Amelia's lap and begging her to teach her how to twirl. For the first time in ages, Amelia laughed, a real laugh, not forced or polite. The next day, Jack showed up at Amelia's mansion with a plan. He wasn't rich, but he had a friend who taught adaptive sports. He had another who was a physical therapist. He cobbled together resources, called in favors, and drove Amelia to the first rehab session himself. Jonathan Sawyer, the intimidating CEO, was furious at first. "What business does a mechanic have with my daughter?" he barked. Jack didn't flinch. "The kind of business that helps her live again." Amelia stood up for Jack, for herself, for the first time. "Dad, please. Let me try." Jonathan hesitated. Then, maybe for the first time in years, he truly saw his daughter. Not the wheelchair. Not the pity. Just her, fighting. And he nodded. Weeks turned to months. Amelia learned to swim again. She competed in wheelchair racing. She mentored other teens with disabilities. She even gave a TEDx talk titled, "My Legs Stopped Moving, But My Life Didn't." At the end of her talk, she wheeled to the center of the stage and said, "The world kept passing me by, until one single dad whispered, 'I'll help her.' He didn't see what I'd lost. He saw what I still had." In the crowd, Jack sat with Ellie on his lap, tears in his eyes. Next to them, Jonathan Sawyer wept too. Today, Amelia and Ellie run a foundation that provides therapy and adaptive gear for kids with disabilities. Jack left his second job and now works full-time with them, helping families rebuild hope. Amelia never walked again. But because someone chose kindness over convenience. She rose. Sometimes, the smallest act of compassion, a quiet, "I'll help her," can reignite a life. When the world turns away, one person's humanity can become someone else's miracle.